Hello and welcome back to Georgie's Gaming Guide. So today me and Dad are going to be doing the review and comparison of the UCS X-wing Starfighter. This is episode 17 in our UCS playlist and review series. The set number of the set is 75355 and this is made out of 1,949 pieces. So now I'm going to hand you over to Dad to go over the size.
Yes, this is quite a big set. It's slightly bigger than the previous version of this, I believe. It measures over 27 centimetres or 10.5 inches high when it's on the stand with the wings in the X formation. 55 centimetres or 21.5 inches long and 44 centimetres or 17.5 inches wide, so it is a big set. We've left it on the table for now so you can actually see the set, because if it's on the stand it doesn't really work with the camera.
Yeah.
But we will show you because you can have different, put on the stand in different directions to give it slightly different view on the shelf. So to just start on this set, and I'll pass over to George. One of the bugbears I had with the old UCS set of the X-wing was the canopy, because you had stickers with it, and it was probably the worst standard for a UCS set I've seen in terms of the stickers, which basically just left a residue. And if you remember, the book was like tracing paper. It was not a very good standard at all from Lego, and they've redeemed themselves with this. It's actually a printed canopy, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Do you want to talk the minifigures?
Yeah, so there are two minifigures in this set, one of whom is unique, who is of course Luke Skywalker, as you can see, with the lightsaber. And then we do have a second minifigure which is sort of hidden at the minute, which is R2-D2. Who can obviously fit in the X-wing like he does in the films, which is really nice. Very nice printing, especially with the controls on his front. Look really good. The printing on Luke's chest looks good as well, to show the detailing of the aircraft suit he's wearing effectively.
And one of the things that's really good about this, which is different to the mech that's just been released, because that's a nice minifigure of Luke as well, is it's got the arm printing. That's one of the things that makes this unique minifigure, and the printing on this is pretty impressive, to be honest. It's even down to where he's got sort of straps going down onto his legs and that. It just looks absolutely amazing. It is a double-sided head, so you got him sort of grimacing, and then a normal smile. So the one where it's got the smile is where it's actually got the targets and the visor down. So you can have it with a visor up at the top, but I think it looks better with the visor down, to be honest. So that's really nice. And I say the R2-D2 I think was in 4 sets.
Yeah.
But again, it's the newer version of it, so it's got the printing all the way around and the really nice head print.
And the head's not like bright silver anymore.
Yeah.
Which is good. That was really bad. That was really bad. Sorry, that was just a very bad squeak when that went on. That did not sound right at all.
So this was one of the first sets that actually had the printed plaque as well, rather than the sticker. So I'm so pleased that they started doing that. They've stuck with that. If you want to go over the details there on it.
I'm not taking this closer so I can see it, by the way. I'm just so Dad doesn't have to hold it. So the manufacturer is Incom Corporation. The model is the T-65B X-wing Starfighter. The length is 13.4 metres. Not as long as I thought it would be, personally. The engines are the Incom 4L4 Fusion Thrust engines. Hyperdrive is the Incom GBK585 Hyperdrive Motivator. The navigation system is an astromech droid. The shielding is a Chepat Defender Deflector Shield Generator 50 SBD. And the weapons are 4 Tame and Back KX9 laser cannons, 2 Krupux MG7 proton torpedo launchers. Wow, that's a lot of letters. That, as in, like, acronyms. Anyway, if you want to carry on with the set.
Yeah, so going back to the set, so it's quite a chunky looking X-wing compared to the old one. And I actually quite like this. I know there's a lot of people that said they prefer the old one. I think the engines at the back as well, they've made them a bit chunky, and when you look at the the pictures from the films, I think this is a better representation of the actual X-wing. I do like the details they got on top. You do have control for opening and closing the wings. I've never got it to work properly, apart from when you didn't have the wings on it. I think once you've got the wings on, it's actually too heavy for this to work properly. So I don't know if you had a different experience with that than we have. But you can sort of move the wings manually and they will stay in position. So it's not a big problem. It just would have been nice that they've built this feature in that it actually worked properly. The engines on the back of this, I think, look really nice as well. Sorry, I did just knock off one of the
Cannons.
tips of the cannons.
There we go.
Thank you.
See, that's annoying because it's one stud as well. So, is it even a stud or is it the like hollow the bits that go through
it is a stud, I think. So that's what, yes, that's back on. That was so I think I just caught it when I was moving it around there. It is, although it feels flimsy, it is actually quite sturdy.
I wouldn't recommend dropping it.
No, definitely not. But I think it just looks really, really nice. I think the scale of this is fantastic. It is too big for a minifigure, really. So I think the R2D2, because it's oversized compared to the minifigures, works quite well. But you'll see the seat is like twice the size of what a minifigure would be. You've got the targeting computer in there as well. I don't know how easy you are to see it, but the stickers they have on the inside of this just look fantastic. And when you see them through the canopy, I think it works really, really well. And yeah, I think they've done a good job on design this. This is still available as well. So you can still get this direct from Lego. And it's definitely a good one for the collection.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything else you wanted to?
Not really. I mean, we haven't had any problems with it really. The only thing I can notice while I'm sat here is where it curves at the back for like the centre of it. There are some tiles coming off.
Is it?
Yeah, there's some plates coming off slightly. So that's the only problem I've actually had with it, which has been good considering it's been like somehow on, you know, how you get stuff onto shelves and you're like, I don't know how I've got that in or how I'm going to get it out, but it fits perfectly where we've got it, and we haven't had a problem. We've taken stuff out from next to it and it obviously hasn't broken the shelf and it hasn't had any problems. We haven't had anything fall off or anything like that's been on it, which has been nice.
When we were building it, we had a bit of an issue with these side panels because of the way they go on.
Yeah,
they're held on by the hinged pieces, and when they come off, it's actually quite hard to get them back on.
Yeah, because of the engine blocks.
Yeah, but this is the only thing that sort of ruined the set for me. If you're going to put something on that's supposed to control the wings, make sure it controls the wings.
Yeah.
It's just not strong enough. As we said about the stand, you can have this multiple ways. So I think a lot of people would have it, the ship coming across you with the plate at the front. We can't do that. We haven't got the shelf space to do it. Whereas you've got a gap in the shelf above, which it needs to sit in. So we actually have ours sat at this angle. So unfortunately you can't see the plate from where it's sat, but it just gives it a different dynamic. I did like the old stand where you can actually change the angle without having to move it, but yeah, this still works. The only downside is you haven't got anything that tilts it forwards.
Yeah.
So from the front of it, you're always, unless you've got it on a really low shelf, you're always looking at the underneath of the ship, whether it's on the side or not. That's why, again, this is quite nice for when we have it on the shelf, because it's a bit more level, so you can actually see the details.
I don't have a lot of trust in this stand, to be honest.
I think it's quite good.
Because you're doing that, and yeah, you can hear it, and it's, you know, the model actually isn't moving a lot, but the stand is.
Yeah, it does creak quite a lot.
You can see, when you do that, you can see the stand moving, so that doesn't fill me with the greatest confidence. Obviously, it's not designed for somebody to be shaking the bottom of it.
No, but it is quite sturdy. I say it is holding it upright. I don't feel like it's going to fall over at all. So that's really good. But what we'd like to do now is actually bring in the old X-wing, so you can see both together and see the changes that they've made. So we'll be back in a moment. Right, so here we have the X-wing from 2013. The set number is 10240. It was actually the Red 5 X-wing Starfighter. And it's got quite a few less pieces in this, only 1,559. But size-wise, you wouldn't really know. It is pretty similar. So we'll try and get them sort of next to each other. So this is going to be in a free minute. Lost it off the bat. So size-wise, you can see this one is quite. In fact, I can angle this.
Yeah, it's quite a bit bigger.
So yeah, so it's probably what, a couple of inches longer for the new one.
Yeah.
And you try and see from the front. Whoop, it is designed to do that on the stand.
Obviously not human error.
Yeah, but you actually, I don't know how easy it is to see, but the nose on the new one is probably a good inch wider than the nose on the old one.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of little design differences they've done. So do you want to sort of go over any of it?
The wings work, which is always nice. There's a dial on the back, which does. Oh, sorry, this is. No. So it does go all the way, and then you can use it to bring them down. It's not, it doesn't work as well when it's going down, but it's good. And what I do prefer about this one, I mean the other one doesn't work, but it's one of those where it's all angled on the edge. So as you turn it, it'd be like dum 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 dum. Well, this one's circular, so it's nice motion. So that's a lot better for me as well.
It just feels sturdier when you're doing the wings. It's like this one, the mechanism just. I don't think I built it wrong, because I did take it apart and check it.
The thing is,
but it just doesn't work for me.
It's two elastic bands, and I feel like there's too much weight.
Yeah.
Because that's literally what it is. It's two elastic bands that do all four. So that I feel like there's too much weight on the inside. Because there's a lot of weight on them already with what's on the inside. So I think that the wings is just a little bit too much.
Yeah, definitely. It's
See, that's why this one works, because it's all Technic connected to the wings that's making it move, which is much better, much better.
Yeah, I agree. And they've made some sort of different colour choices as well. I don't know whether it's because one's supposed to be Luke Skywalker's, and although this one is Luke Skywalker's as well, but yeah, you've got beige in different places on the wings. You've got extra stickers on the side, which you've got bits on that you don't have on this set.
Although the very back of the engines, sorry, didn't mean to do that. The very back of the engines are the exact same.
Yeah, but the actual, the rest of it, so everything past the front part of the engine, they've gone grey to grey and white. And so this bit of the engine is so much bigger.
Yeah.
Let's try and turn it around, because the angle is awkward.
The engine is a lot bigger on the
So you'll see on the two. So you're looking at least twice the size of this, which again, looking at the picture, I think is more accurate to the way it was in the films. Which then begs the question as to why they made them so small on this one. Maybe it was the parts just weren't available, or they didn't know the techniques as well when they did this one. R2-D2 is, I mean, this was in about 13 sets, I think.
Yeah.
And it's one of the old ones where it's got a grey head, and the back of it is actually not printed. So it's still nice, but compared to the new one, there's just no real comparison.
I think where you said the parts weren't available is probably true, but it has been, be careful, it has been the best part of a decade since this one. So it's it's bound to be new parts, new designers, and everything. Although I don't know, it could be the same designer from both. This is really bad. Sorry.
Yeah, it does stand straight. Because overall, I think the new one is my favourite of the two. But there's certain things from this that they should have kept to put in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one, the mechanism for the wings.
That was much
I don't know why they had to change it, and the way they've changed it, it's not good enough for the weight of the wings. So that for me is a big down point on this one. Huge plus on this one.
It would have worked even because obviously the wings are bigger and with the engines on top it's more weight, but it would have still worked on this because it's all Technic connected to it. So it wouldn't have because otherwise you'd have the literal thing snap.
Yeah.
So it would be bound to work.
The other thing I quite like about this is the fact that you've got the stand where you can change the angle, because at least you can have it flat. Whereas again with this one, if you have it with the plaque facing forwards, its nose is in the air. So if I put it back on,
it's almost like a Top Gun jet or something, where you can only see the bottom, which isn't good.
So you can see the angle difference that this one's at, and you can't tilt it forwards at all. So if you have it with the plaque forwards, you've got to have it on somewhere really low to see any details at all, because you just get the underneath of the ship. So that for me is a bit of a downside as well. But I think the little design bits they've done with the colour bands on this look a lot better. I mean, it has got banding, but it's just dark grey and light grey. I think this looks a lot better with the white and light blue. And I say the real strong point for me is the canopy, because they're very similar. I mean, the stickers for this one look like this one, but there are stickers. And because I didn't get the front one on perfectly at first, I tried to lift it like I do with most stickers, just try and make sure it's absolutely perfect, and it left residue, so the screen doesn't look very good now. It's a real shame. But I think they're both still great. But if I had the choice, and I had the choice as to which one of these two I could keep, I'd say this one. Is that?
Probably, yeah. The canopy is what gets it for me. If it was a better canopy, I'd probably have chosen the older one.
Yeah. It'd be nice to do a mix and have the mechanism and that in this one design, but yeah, that is a horrible point for me. So it just makes it so you can do it manually. It's not a problem doing it manually. When you close it, it doesn't quite close as well. This closes quite nice and tight. This one sort of springs open again, and there's nothing you can do to stop that. But when it's open, it does actually hold it reasonably well open.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely one I'd recommend for your collection. And out of the three, to be honest, never physically seen the first X-wing that came out, UCS X-wing. But looking at the design, it was very blocky, and you could see it was very early on in the days of Lego Star Wars. So for collectability, that's probably the one to go for, because there's going to be so few of them. But for aesthetics and just how this is on the shelf and the way it's designed, I think this is the one I would choose.
Yeah, probably same here. If the canopy was different, this would probably be my favourite, because I couldn't really say, other than the engine size, couldn't really say anything that's wrong with it, to be honest.
No, it's still very, very good.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
It's just that canopy that's very, very bad.
Yeah.
Were there any stickers on that? Oh yes, there were. Yeah,
yes.
There were only about 5 though, I believe.
I've actually got the sticker sheet here, because we had to get a replacement, because I lost the sticker sheet while we were doing the live builds. So there's actually only 4 stickers in the entire set. And 2 of them are in the cockpit area. And the other 2 are on the wings.
Which is good.
Here.
This is quite a few on this.
Yeah.
I think there's 6 or 7 compared to 4. So that's always good as well, less stickers. Depending on how you feel about it, obviously.
Yeah. But,
personally, I do prefer printing, as long as it's straight. The worst printing I've ever had was the Titanic name. That was awful. They weren't sent. You got I think we had 3 that were central, and all of the others were off to the left or right.
Yeah, it's where it's all it was the same as the keys on the typewriter.
Yeah.
And they weren't central, so it just, for the price of the set, it should have been better. But yeah, I think overall, I really, really do like this. So yeah, so keep an eye out for episode 18, which will be coming over the next month or so, which will be the UCS Venator.
Yeah.
Speechy said.
No. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure that you like, subscribe, to comment your thoughts about it, and also make sure you watch out for this Sunday's video, which is going to be my review of the Paz Vizsla and Moff Gideon battle.